Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super cool Meredith bracelet, and this was designed by Lumania0304 on Instagram. I will bring up her profile here on Instagram, and I will have her name in the description box below as well. And I'm just going to get right into this. So this is a really cool design. I love it so much. And this is Lumania0304's profile. And she has a really awesome account. She does a lot of really great original designs and, of course, great color combinations to go along with those awesome designs. So you can just scroll through her account, and if you have an Instagram, that is, and just take a quick overview of all of her photos. And yeah, so like I said before, I'll have her name in the description box below. And this is a hook-only design, so you are going to need a hook. I would recommend a double-ended hook. If you don't have one, that's alright though too. I'm going to be using this gold one that I have. And then we're going to need at least 3 colors of bands for probably your first time to just kind of discern which colors are which. So for the teal that I have in this bracelet, it's actually the glacier green, I'm going to be using black. And then for the zebra bands in this bracelet, I'm using gray. And then for the brown bands in the center, I am using jelly red. So, and you're also going to need a C-clip. So let's go ahead and get started. First band is going to be our black band. So taking this band, I'm actually going to use the other end here, and you're going to cap this on your hook. So just a simple cap band. Then you're going to take another black band here, and you're going to pull it through the cap band. But before you close, you're going to want to pick up one loop. Just pick up this loop here and hold on to that loop with your hand, or your finger I mean, and reattach. And make sure to hold on to both of those loops, because if you do let them go, this beginning part will become undone. So just make sure to hold on to that. And then you're going to take another black band. You're going to pull through these 2 loops you were just holding on to, making sure they were secure onto that band. And you're going to lift this one farthest from your hook. It should also be this band that you pulled through your cap band. So you will have 4 loops here. Go ahead and either transfer it, switch it around, or slide it to the other end, whichever you have or whatever you need to do. And then you're going to actually take this band, make sure that all of your bands stay in order. This is going to be the band that you pulled through the cap band. You're going to pull it off of your hook, holding on to these bands, make sure they don't get in the way. You're going to pull this black loop, your other cap band loop, back onto your hook, again holding on to those 2 outer loops so that they don't slip off. You're going to take another band, another black band, and you're going to pull it through those 2 loops and pick up that one farthest from your hook and reattach. And now you should have something like this. So you will have 6 loops on your hook. We're now going to take a red band here, and you're going to pull it through the first 5 bands, so leaving this band out here. So pull it through these 5. Once you have these 5 loops on your hook, we're going to do some picking up before we close. So skipping this first band right here, you're going to pick up these center 2, and then you're going to pick up this outermost one as well and reattach. And then rearrange that outer one so that it mirrors, or it's a mirror on both sides. So now you should have something like this. Now what we're going to do is take your gray bands. So you're going to take 2 gray and 2 black. The first gray band is going to go on your hook through the first 2 loops, like so. You're then going to pull this red back up onto your hook, but make sure that it stays in between the gray and the end of the hook, because, oops, I just messed that up. You're going to grab this gray, you're going to pull it over the end of the hook, and then you're going to lift up this black band here and reattach. Go ahead and pull on that a little bit. And you're going to take a black band, pull it through the first 4 loops, so these 4 here. And once you pull it through, you're going to lift the red, lift the gray, and then close. So now you should have this on one side. We still have to do the same thing to the other side, so go ahead and switch that around. Grab a gray. Again, you're going to be pulling it through the first 2 bands, which is 1 black and 1 red. Then pull that red back up onto your hook. Make sure that it stays in between the gray and the end of the hook. So you're going to grab this gray, pull it over the end of the hook, and release. So now it looks like that. And then before we close, we're going to pick up the black band. So now you should have something like this. You're going to take your last black band for this section. You're going to pull it through the first 4 loops. And then you're going to lift the red and the gray. And then reattach. So now you should have 8 loops on your hook, 4 on each side. And we're going to take a red band now. You're going to pull it through the first 6 loops. So the black, the gray, the red, these 2 blacks, and this red, you're going to leave these on your hook. And then before we close, we're going to pick up these, pick up the 2 center black here. I accidentally missed one. Alright, pick up the 2 center blacks, and then you're going to skip the red one, and then pick up those 2 outer bands, the black and the gray. Then reattach, and reorganize those bands so that it looks like this. Oops, I forgot to grab this red band. That would be a problem. Okay, fixed it. So now once you have something like this, it should be 4 loops on each side, just like we had before. And this is pretty much your sequence. So taking, again, 2 gray and 2 black. What we're going to do is take your gray band. You're going to pull it through the first 3 loops. This time it's 3 loops. This is going to be the sequence for the rest of the bracelet. You're going to pull back that 1 red, lift the gray over the end of the hook, and then you're going to pick up just the black. Make sure that the gray and the black stay in order. If they do become undone, make sure that you put them back in the same order. You're going to reattach the black and then close off the gray. Take your black band and you're going to pull it through the first 4 loops on your hook, like so. Then you're going to lift the red, lift the gray, and close. So that's what you have to do for that side. Then go ahead and switch it around to the other end. Take your gray, you're going to pull it through the first 3, black, gray, red. Oops. And then you're going to lift that red back up onto the hook. Take this gray and pull it over the end of the hook. And then making sure that this gray crosses over the black, you're going to lift the black as well and reattach the gray. Now that you have this, you're going to take your black and pull it through the first 4 loops. It's a little bit harder on this end of my hook, it's the bigger side. And once you have it through those first 4 loops, you're going to pick up the red, pick up the gray, and reattach the black. You should now have 8 loops here. Go ahead and grab another red. Once you have finished the sequence on each side, you're going to grab another red, pull it through the first 6 loops here. Okay, and we want to pick up those 2 inner black, and then pick up those 2 outer bands, the black and the gray. You can also pull these 2 black and gray bands off and hold them. I just prefer to pick them up after I've pulled the band through. So I'll show you a couple more times. You're going to take your black, your 2 black, and your 2 gray, 1 for each side. Take your gray and pull it through the first 3 loops. Pull that red back up on your hook. Lift the gray over, and then making sure that those bands are in order. Picking up the black and reattaching. So now it looks like this. Grab a black and pull through the first 4 loops. Those 2 center bands can get kind of stuck together. So you're going to pull through the first 4, and you're going to lift the red, lift the gray, and close it off. So now you're going to slide it around to the other end. Oops, hit my camera stand there. And you're going to take your gray, pull it through the first 3, lift the red, and pull the gray over the end of the hook. So now as you can see, the gray is outside of the black. What I like to do, if that happens to me, is I pull this gray over top of the black, and then I just pick up that black with the back of my hook and reattach. You do want to make sure that they are in order so that you don't mess up the bracelet. You're going to pull a black through the first 4 bands, lift the red, lift the gray, and reattach. Once you've done that, go ahead and grab a red, pull through the first 6 loops. You're going to lift those 2 inner black loops, and then those outer 2 loops, 1 black, 1 gray. So this is what it's beginning to look like, just like this one. And then I will show you how to finish this off, but I'm going to first kind of demonstrate this a couple more times. It is a pretty time-consuming bracelet, but it's a really, really nice bracelet, so I like to make it. I enjoy making it. So, pull your gray through the first 3 loops, reattach the red, pull that gray over, and lift the black. I'm going to go a little bit faster now. I'm going to pull a black through the first 4 loops, lift the red, lift the gray, and reattach. And once you've done that, go ahead and switch it to the other end. Grab your gray, pull it through the first 3, lift the red, pull it over the end, or pull the gray over the end of the hook. Then make sure that your bands are in order, and lift your black. Reattach your gray. Take a black band and pull it through the first 4 bands. Lift the red, lift the gray. Alright, once you have 8 loops on your hook, you're going to take a red, pull it through the first 6, and then you're going to lift those inner 2 black, and the outer 2, black and gray. So pretty much this red band is just being pulled through the previous red band, except in the beginning. So that's what it looks like here. I'll do it one more time with you guys. So taking your gray, you're going to pull it through the first 3 loops, and pick up the red, pull the gray over. Whoops. Careful not to lose your bands. And then have to rearrange this gray here. It can be a little bit difficult, especially if you're not at home. Like if you're doing this on camera, it's a bit more difficult. You're going to pull that gray back on, and then pull a black through these 4 loops. Then you're going to pick up the red and the gray. And if your gray does get a little bit stretched out, you can always pull on that stitch in there just to make it a little bit looser. And you can fiddle with it all after you have finished as well. So sliding this to the other end of my hook, and grab a gray, pull it through the first 3 loops, and lift the red. Pull the gray over the end, and lift the black, reattach. Use your black, pull through the first 4, lift the red, lift the gray, and reattach. So after you have done all of this and made it the length of your wrist, or whatever size you want to make it, what you're going to do is once you're at this point, you're going to pull a red through the first 6 loops. You're going to lift those 2 inner black loops and those 2 outer loops, just like you would start a new section. But then before you start a new section, what you're going to do is take whatever color you're using. I'm using black, and you're going to pull 1 band through the first 4 loops and just reattach. Don't pick anything up. Take your other black band. I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to pull through all the bands, and then I'm going to lift those first 2, reattach. So now you have half and half on each of 2 bands, and then you're going to take your last band, pull it through those 4 loops, and there you have it. So that is what the end of your bracelet is going to look like. It's just going to be pulling half of them onto one band, the other half onto the other band, and then both of those bands onto, one loop there. And then you will attach your C-clip here and to the cap band. And I haven't actually attached this yet, but that's pretty much the idea. So that's going to be it for this tutorial. So thank you for watching, and make sure to give a thumbs up. Try and get that in there, and subscribe. And I will have Lumania0304's name in the description box below, so make sure to check her out on Instagram and give her a follow for me. And that's what I'm going to have for this video, so I hope to see you next time.